In the heart of the Andromeda system, amidst the shimmering nebulae and swirling galaxies, there existed a citadel of unparalleled knowledge and discovery, the Intergalactic Academy. It wasn't just an educational institution, it was a beacon of enlightenment, where the brightest minds from across the cosmos converged. The Academy floated in the void like a grand celestial cathedral, its spires piercing the fabric of space, and its vast halls filled with the hum of diverse intellects and ideas. The Academy's architecture was a marvel in itself, a blend of styles and materials from countless worlds. Towers of crystalline structures, pulsating with bioluminescent energy, stood alongside monolithic blocks of dark polished stone from the volcanic planet of Valara. The corridors were a symphony of colors and textures, with walls that seemed to breathe and floors that shimmered like liquid silver. Holographic displays floated in the air, presenting streams of data and images, while intricate murals told the histories of the galaxy's most ancient civilizations. For centuries, this place had been a sanctuary for knowledge seekers, a melting pot where magic and science intertwined, and where history was written by the pens of the young and the visionary. Here, the future leaders of galaxies were molded, their minds expanded by the boundless possibilities of the universe. Into this awe-inspiring milieu stepped Sam Hilton, the first human to walk the Academy's hallowed halls. Sam's arrival was a momentous event, heralded by news channels and whispered about in the corridors of power back on Earth. Yet, despite the fanfare, Sam felt a profound sense of isolation. He was acutely aware of the enormity of his task, to represent humanity in a place where they were but a fledgling species, still striving to find their footing among the stars. Sam's journey to the Academy had been long and arduous. Born to a human father and an alien mother, Sam's life had always been a bridge between worlds. His mother, an ethereal being from the distant planet of Nixara, had passed away when he was young, leaving him with fragmented memories of her luminescent beauty and gentle wisdom. His father had remarried, and their life on Earth was a blend of mundane human existence and the lingering echoes of his mother's alien heritage. As the Academy's zero-gravity platform gently lowered him onto its polished floors, Sam took a deep breath, trying to steady his nerves. He was here because of his exceptional intellect, a mind that had outshone his peers in every conceivable way. Yet, his heart pounded with trepidation. The Academy was a place where abilities like telekinesis and telepathy were commonplace, traits he lacked entirely. The first few days at the Academy were a whirlwind. Sam's presence was a novelty, a curious spectacle for his classmates. They would gather around him, their eyes wide with fascination, their questions endless. What is it like on Earth? Can humans really not read minds? Do you find our gravity uncomfortable? Sam answered them all with a patient smile, even as their questions cut into him, reminding him of his otherness. Among the many species at the Academy, the Darians were the most imposing. Towering figures with sinewy muscles and a society that prized physical prowess above all, they embodied everything Sam was not. John, the unofficial leader of the Darians, was particularly disdainful. His mocking remarks and casual displays of strength were a daily ordeal for Sam. Can you even lift your own books? John would jeer, his cronies laughing in unison. Despite the derision, Sam bore it all with a stoic resolve. He understood his role here was larger than himself. He was not just Sam Hilton. He was a representative of Earth, a planet looking to make its mark on the galactic stage. But as the days turned into weeks, the loneliness and homesickness gnawed at him. The Academy's vastness, once awe-inspiring, now felt like a labyrinth of isolation. In moments of solitude, Sam found solace in his mother's parting gift, a delicate ring embedded with a tiny glowing stone from Nixara. It was a piece of his heritage, a reminder of his dual identity. He would often retreat to his quarters, cradling the ring in his hands, drawing strength from its gentle luminescence. It was in these quiet moments that he allowed himself to grieve, to miss the blue skies of Earth and the comforting presence of his family. The Academy's faculty, though supportive, were distant. They were beings of immense knowledge and experience, Yet their understanding of humans was limited. They offered Sam guidance and encouragement, but there was always an undercurrent of skepticism, a question of whether a human could truly belong here. Despite the challenges, Sam's determination never wavered. He attended his classes diligently, his intellect shining through in the fields of advanced quantum physics, interspecies ethics, and spatial manipulation. Yet, outside the classrooms, the weight of his otherness pressed heavily on him. Each evening, Sam would visit the Academy's grand observatory. Here, surrounded by the silent beauty of the cosmos, he found a semblance of peace. The swirling galaxies and bright nebulas were a reminder of the vastness of the universe and the small but significant place humanity held within it. As Sam gazed out at the stars, he couldn't help but wonder what the future held. He was determined to prove that humans had a rightful place among these stellar giants, that their strength lay not in physical prowess or psychic abilities, but in their resilience and capacity for growth. Little did he know, his journey at the Intergalactic Academy was about to take an extraordinary turn, one that would not only change his destiny, but alter humanity's place in the galaxy forever. The sleek metallic corridors of the Intergalactic Academy hummed with the soft thrum of distant starship engines, their rhythmic pulse a constant reminder of the vast, interconnected universe beyond. Sam Hilton walked these corridors with a mixture of awe and apprehension, his footsteps echoing softly in the otherwise quiet hallways. As the first human student at the Academy, Sam had hoped for a warm welcome and an opportunity to prove humanity's worth among the stars. Instead, he found himself an outlier, an anomaly, scrutinized by curious and often skeptical eyes. From the moment he arrived, Sam was acutely aware of the differences that set him apart from his peers. While he marveled at the myriad of species attending the Academy, with their unique physical and mental abilities, he couldn't shake the feeling of inadequacy. His fellow students possessed remarkable powers, telekinesis, telepathy, and other extraordinary abilities that made his human traits seem mundane by comparison. Among the diverse student body, the Darians stood out not only for their towering stature and physical prowess, but also for their intimidating presence. The Darian species valued strength above all, and their society had little patience for perceived weakness. John, the unofficial leader of the Darian students, exemplified these traits with his imposing figure and sharp, mocking eyes. His gang followed him with a loyalty born out of fear and admiration, echoing his disdain for those they deemed inferior. From the very beginning, John singled out Sam as a target. The first encounter occurred in the vast dining hall, a cavernous space filled with the sounds of interspecies chatter and the clinking of alien utensils. Sam, carrying his tray of synthesized food, navigated the crowded room with care. He found a corner seat, hoping to enjoy his meal in peace. But peace was a luxury Sam rarely experienced at the Academy. John, with his gang in tow, approached Sam's table. The Darian's presence cast a shadow over Sam's meal, the laughter of his companions ringing in Sam's ears like a sinister soundtrack. John's eyes glinted with mischief as he leaned over Sam, his voice dripping with false friendliness. "Hey, Earthling, mind if we join you?" John's tone suggested he wasn't asking for permission. Sam's stomach tightened as he nodded, knowing it was futile to resist. The Darians took their seats, surrounding him like predators closing in on their prey. "What's that you're eating?" one of John's followers sneered, eyeing Sam's meal with disdain. "It's just food," Sam replied cautiously, avoiding eye contact. John snatched a piece of the food from Sam's tray, examining it with exaggerated curiosity before tossing it over his shoulder. "Doesn't look very appetizing. Then again, what can you expect from a species that's so basic?" Laughter erupted from the Darians, loud and mocking. Sam clenched his fists under the table, willing himself to remain calm. He knew reacting with anger would only fuel their amusement. Days turned into weeks, and the bullying continued unabated. In the classrooms, where advanced quantum physics and interspecies ethics were taught, Sam found solace in the complexity of the subjects. Yet, outside the classroom, the real challenge awaited. John and his gang took every opportunity to remind Sam of his perceived inferiority. They flicked food at him during meals, tripped him in the hallways, and defaced his locker with cruel messages. One particularly humiliating incident occurred during a mandatory physical education class in the zero-gravity gymnasium. The exercise involved maneuvering through a series of floating rings, a task that tested agility and spatial awareness, traits that Darians, with their powerful limbs and innate balance, excelled in. Sam, on the other hand, struggled to maintain his orientation in the weightless environment. As Sam clumsily navigated the course, John seized the opportunity to assert his dominance. With a well-timed shove, he sent Sam spinning uncontrollably, the rings a blur around him. The instructor intervened, stabilizing Sam, but the damage was done. Laughter and mocking applause filled the gymnasium, the sound echoing off the metallic walls. "Nice moves, Earthling," John called out, his voice filled with derision. "Maybe you should stick to walking. Oh, wait, you can't even do that right."
Humiliation burned through Sam, but he kept his head down, refusing to give John the satisfaction of seeing him break.
In the quiet hours of the night, when the Academy's lights dimmed to simulate a planetary rotation, Sam sought refuge in the observatory. Here, surrounded by the vast expanse of space, he could momentarily escape the relentless bullying. The view of swirling galaxies and bright nebulas provided a sense of peace, a reminder that the universe was far greater than the confines of the Academy. Sam often lost himself in the silence of the observatory, his thoughts drifting to Earth and the memories of his alien mother. He clung to the ring she had given him, a simple band of metal inscribed with symbols of her homeworld. It was his most cherished possession, a tangible connection to his heritage, and a source of strength during his darkest moments. Despite the isolation, not everyone at the Academy saw Sam as weak. Ilya, an empath-telepath from the serene planet of Yalaria, sensed the loneliness that radiated from him. She approached Sam cautiously, her gentle presence a stark contrast to the hostility he faced daily. "You're stronger than you know, Sam Hilton of Earth," Ilya told him one evening in the observatory. "Sometimes strength is not about physical power, but about enduring and overcoming."
Her words were a balm to Sam's bruised spirit. Ilya's kindness and empathy provided a beacon of hope, a reminder that not all saw him as an outcast.
The Intergalactic Academy buzzed with the daily hum of diverse life forms. In every corner there were whispers of ancient knowledge and the bright spark of young minds. Sam Hilton, the lone human among them, moved through the corridors like a shadow, his presence both novel and invisible. His eyes often drifted to the ring on his finger, a delicate band of an otherworldly metal glinting faintly with a light of its own. It was a gift from his deceased alien mother, a token of her love and the last tangible link to a world beyond Earth. On a particularly difficult day, the air in the Academy seemed charged with an unusual tension. Sam sensed it from the moment he woke up. The usual sneers and mocking glances from his classmates felt heavier, more pointed. As he made his way to his next class, he couldn't shake off the feeling that something ominous was about to happen. John, the towering Darien and his gang, were waiting for him in the communal area. Their imposing figures and the gleam in John's eye sent a shiver down Sam's spine. The Darians valued physical prowess above all else, and John epitomized this belief with his muscular frame and unrelenting dominance. He was Sam's primary tormentor, always looking for a new way to remind him of his inferiority. "Hey, Earthling!" John's voice boomed across the room, drawing the attention of the other students.
"Still playing with your little trinket?"
He sneered, pointing at the ring on Sam's finger. Sam clenched his fists, trying to muster the courage to walk past them, but John was relentless. He stepped forward, his gang flanking him like a pack of predators. With a swift motion, John grabbed Sam's hand and yanked the ring off his finger. Sam's heart skipped a beat. "This old thing, what's so special about it?" John mocked, holding the ring up for all to see. "Looks like junk to me." "Give it back, John," Sam said, his voice trembling but firm. John's eyes narrowed. "Oh, what?" "What are you gonna do, Earthling?" Cry. He chuckled darkly. Then, with a malicious grin, he closed his fist around the ring and crushed it effortlessly. The sound of the ring breaking echoed in Sam's ears, louder than anything he had ever heard. It felt as if a part of his soul had shattered along with it. The other students watched in silence, some with pity, others with cruel amusement. But for Sam, time seemed to stand still. A surge of emotions overwhelmed him. Grief, anger, and a profound sense of loss. This was more than just a ring. It was his last connection to his mother, a symbol of her love and his heritage. As the broken pieces fell to the ground, something inside Sam snapped. His vision blurred with tears, but through the haze he felt a strange energy building within him. It started as a warmth in his chest, spreading outwards to his limbs, growing stronger with each passing second. The air around him seemed to vibrate, and a low hum filled his ears. John stepped back, startled by the sudden change in Sam's demeanor. "What the?" he muttered, but before he could finish, a burst of energy erupted from Sam. The force was unlike anything the Academy had ever seen. It radiated from Sam in waves, sending John and his gang sprawling to the ground. The pieces of the broken ring floated in the air, suspended by the raw power emanating from Sam. His eyes glowed with an intense light, and an aura of energy surrounded him, crackling with untamed power. The room fell silent. The other students watched in awe and fear as Sam stood there, transformed. The timid, bullied human was gone, replaced by a being of incredible power. Sam could feel the energy coursing through him, wild and unrestrained. He took a deep breath, trying to control the surge, to direct it somehow. Slowly, the energy began to recede, the glowing light dimming until it was just Sam standing there, breathing heavily. The pieces of the ring gently descended to the ground, the room returning to its normal state. John and his gang scrambled to their feet, their faces pale and eyes wide with fear. "What did you do?" John stammered, backing away. Sam looked at him, his expression unreadable.
I don't know,
he replied honestly, his voice steady. "But I'm going to find out." Without another word, Sam turned and walked away, leaving the stunned silence behind him. He needed answers, and he knew exactly where to start. The ring might have been broken, but it had unlocked something far greater, a power that he needed to understand and control. As he made his way to Professor Hahn's quarters, his mind raced with questions. What was this power? What was this power? Why had it manifested now? And most importantly, how could he harness it without losing control? He knew he couldn't do it alone. He needed guidance, and Professor Hahn was the only one who could provide it. Arriving at the professor's door, Sam took a deep breath and knocked. The door slid open, revealing Professor Hahn, a wise and patient mentor who had seen much in his years at the Academy. His eyes widened slightly as he took in Sam's appearance. "Sam, what's happened?" he asked, concern etched in his features. "Professor, I think I've discovered something. Something powerful," Sam said, his voice barely above a whisper. "And I need your help to control it." Professor Hahn studied him for a moment, then nodded. "Come in, Sam. We have much to discuss." As the door closed behind them, Sam felt a mixture of relief and determination. He had crossed a threshold, and there was no turning back. With Professor Hahn and Ilya's help, he would learn to master his abilities, to turn his pain and anger into strength. And perhaps, in doing so, he would find a way to honor his mother's memory and prove that humanity had a place among the stars. The soft hum of the Academy's nighttime machinery was the only sound that accompanied Sam Hilton as he made his way through the deserted corridors. The hallways, usually buzzing with the energy of students from every corner of the universe, were now eerily quiet, bathed in the soft blue glow of the emergency lights. Tonight was special. It was the night Sam would begin his secret training. The door to Professor Hahn's private lab was concealed behind a holographic panel in the oldest wing of the Academy, a section rarely visited by students. Sam hesitated for a moment, his hand hovering over the door panel, a mixture of excitement and apprehension churning in his stomach. Taking a deep breath, he activated the panel and the door slid open with a soft hiss. Inside, the lab was a stark contrast to the sleek, modern architecture of the rest of the academy. Ancient scrolls and books were stacked on every available surface, interspersed with strange, arcane devices that pulsed with an ethereal light. In the center of the room stood Professor Hahn, a figure of quiet authority with a gaze that seemed to pierce through the very fabric of reality. "Welcome, Sam," Hahn said, his voice a soothing blend of warmth and wisdom. "We've been expecting you."
Standing beside Hahn was Ilya, the empath-telepath whose presence exuded a calming aura.
With her soft features and serene demeanor, she was a stark contrast to the formidable Professor Hahn.
Ilya smiled warmly at Sam, her eyes reflecting an understanding of the inner turmoil he carried. "We are here to help you, Sam," she said gently, her voice echoing not just in his ears but in his mind, "to guide you in mastering the power that lies within." Their first session began with an introduction to the nature of Sam's abilities. Professor Hahn explained the theory of latent powers, energies that lay dormant within certain individuals until a catalyst, often emotional trauma or intense stress, wakened them. "Your anger at John's actions was the spark," Hahn said, his eyes alight with scholarly enthusiasm. "But now we must learn to control that fire." The training started with meditation, a practice designed to help Sam find the center of his being, the wellspring from which his powers flowed. Sitting cross-legged on the cold, metallic floor, Sam closed his eyes and focused on his breathing, feeling the rhythm of his heart slow as his mind quieted. "Imagine a still pond," Ilya's voice whispered in his mind, guiding him through the process. "Each thought is a ripple. Let them pass until the water is calm and clear." Hours passed in silence, broken only by the occasional murmured instruction from Hahn or the telepathic guidance of Ilya. Gradually, Sam felt a shift within himself, a subtle awareness of the energy that coursed through his veins, a power that was both exhilarating and terrifying. Developing telekinesis. Once Sam had achieved a measure of inner calm, Hahn introduced the first practical exercise, telekinesis. A small metal sphere, no larger than a marble, was placed in front of Sam. "Focus on the sphere," Hahn instructed. "Feel the space around it, the energy that binds it. Become one with it." Sam stared at the sphere, his brow furrowing in concentration. At first, nothing happened.
He felt a flicker of frustration, but Ilya's calming presence soothed his mind.
"Patience," she reminded him. "The energy will respond to your intent, but only if your mind is clear." Taking a deep breath, Sam refocused, letting go of his frustration. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, the sphere began to tremble. Encouraged, Sam concentrated harder, and the sphere lifted off the ground, hovering unsteadily in the air. A surge of triumph coursed through him, causing the sphere to wobble before it clattered back to the floor. "Well done," Hahn said, a rare smile gracing his features. "You have taken the first step." As weeks turned into months, Sam's training intensified. With each session, he grew more adept at controlling his telekinesis, moving from lifting small objects to manipulating larger and more complex items. Hahn and Ilya introduced new challenges, each designed to push Sam's limits and deepen his understanding of his powers. One evening, Hahn brought out a crystal prism, its facets catching the light and scattering it in a dazzling array of colors. "Tonight, we will explore the manipulation of light," Hahn announced. "A skill that requires not just power but precision and finesse." Sam studied the prism, mesmerized by the play of light. Hahn's instructions were clear and methodical, guiding him through the process of bending light. Sam extended his hand towards the prism, his fingers tingling as he channeled his energy. Slowly, he visualized the light rays bending to his will, curving and twisting until they formed a coherent beam. Sweat beaded on his forehead as he maintained his focus, the strain evident in the tremor of his hand. But he persisted, driven by a determination to master this new ability. The beam of light danced in the air, forming intricate patterns before dispersing into a burst of radiant colors. "Excellent," Han said, his voice filled with pride. "You are progressing faster than I anticipated." Energy waves. The final stage of Sam's training involved the manipulation of energy waves, a formidable power that required absolute control. Han and Ilya took him to a secluded part of the academy, a vast chamber reinforced to withstand the powerful forces they would be working with. "Energy is the essence of all things," Han explained. "To control it, you must first understand it." Sam stood in the center of the chamber, his senses heightened by the anticipation. Han placed a series of targets around the room, each designed to absorb and measure the impact of energy waves. "Begin with a small pulse," Han instructed. "Feel the energy build within you, then release it in a controlled burst." Closing his eyes, Sam focused inward, drawing upon the well of power that lay within him. He felt the energy surge, a torrent of raw potential waiting to be unleashed. With a sharp exhale, he extended his hand and released a wave of energy. The force struck the nearest target, causing it to shudder and glow with absorbed energy. The exertion left Sam panting, but a sense of exhilaration filled him. He had done it. He had done it. He had controlled the energy within him and directed it with precision. "Remarkable," Han said, his voice echoing with admiration. "But remember, control is key. Without it, this power can be as dangerous to you as it is to others." The bond with Ilya. Throughout his training, Ilya remained a constant presence, her empathy and telepathic abilities providing a crucial balance to Han's rigorous methods. She helped Sam navigate the emotional turbulence that accompanied his growing powers, offering a calming influence and a listening ear. One night, after an especially grueling session, Sam and Ilya sat together in the observatory, watching the stars dance across the cosmic canvas. "Thank you," Sam said, his voice soft with gratitude. "I couldn't have come this far without you." Ilya smiled, her eyes reflecting the starlight. "We are in this together, Sam. Your journey is just beginning, and I am honored to be a part of it." Their bond grew stronger with each passing day, a partnership forged in the crucible of shared struggle and mutual respect. Together, they explored the depths of Sam's abilities, pushing the boundaries of what he thought possible. As the months of secret training drew to a close, Sam emerged a changed person. His once hesitant steps were now confident strides, his shoulders squared with a newfound sense of purpose. The powers that had once frightened him were now an integral part of who he was, tools he could wield with skill and precision. The Intergalactic Academy had yet to see the full extent of Sam Hilton's potential. But one thing was certain. He was no longer the bullied, powerless student he once was. He was a force to be reckoned with, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The Intergalactic Academy was abuzz with excitement as students prepared for the much-anticipated class trip to a nearby moon. The trip was designed to provide hands-on experience with the theoretical knowledge they had been absorbing. Sam Hilton, now a few months into his studies and training, felt a mixture of anticipation and anxiety. This trip was not just a chance to learn, but also an opportunity to prove himself to his peers in a new, practical setting. The students gathered at the docking bay, a vast expanse of polished metal and glowing holographic displays. Ships of various designs and sizes were docked, ready to whisk students to different parts of the galaxy. The shuttle assigned to Sam's class was sleek and streamlined, with a hull that shimmered like liquid silver under the artificial lights. As the students boarded, the mood was light. Conversations filled the air, a symphony of different languages and dialects. Laughter echoed off the walls as classmates joked and speculated about the upcoming exercises. Despite the light-hearted atmosphere, Sam couldn't shake a feeling of unease. His newfound abilities, though growing stronger with training, still felt unpredictable. Sam took a seat by a window, gazing out at the stars. The vastness of space always brought him a sense of calm, a reminder that even the most daunting challenges were small in the grand scheme of the universe. Ilya, the empath-telepath who had become his close confidant, sat beside him. She offered a reassuring smile, her violet eyes reflecting the starlight.
"Remember, Sam," she said softly, her voice like a gentle breeze, "your strength lies not just in your abilities, but in your heart."
The shuttle's engines hummed to life, a low vibration that resonated through the hull. With a slight jolt, they were airborne, the academy falling away beneath them. Sam watched as the floating citadel of knowledge became a distant speck, swallowed by the infinite blackness of space. As they neared the moon, the shuttle's pilot, a seasoned Zenthari with 4 nimble arms, announced the itinerary. The exercises would test their agility, problem-solving skills, and ability to work in zero gravity.
Sam's heart quickened at the thought of the challenges ahead.
The shuttle entered the moon's orbit smoothly, its descent towards the surface marked by a slight drop in gravity. The lunar landscape came into view, a stark and desolate expanse of craters and rocky outcrops. The pilot began the final approach when suddenly the shuttle lurched violently to the side. Alarms blared and red warning lights flashed throughout the cabin. The gravity stabilizers had failed, sending equipment and students floating in a chaotic ballet of zero gravity. Panic erupted as students, many from planets with strong gravitational forces, struggled to orient themselves. Bags, tools, and personal items drifted aimlessly, colliding with walls and each other. The pilot's voice, strained but controlled, echoed through the intercom. "We've experienced a critical system failure. Everyone, remain calm. I'm trying to regain control." Fear gripped Sam's classmates. Some screamed, others clung to their seats or each other. In the midst of the chaos, Sam felt a strange sense of clarity. This was the moment he had been preparing for, the moment to prove that his powers could be more than a burden. Closing his eyes, Sam took a deep breath, reaching out with his senses. He felt the shuttle's energy, a chaotic swirl of failing systems and terrified hearts. He extended his hands, focusing on the vision of the shuttle stabilizing, gravity returning to normal, and systems repairing themselves. A wave of energy pulsed from him, invisible but potent. He could feel the surge of power flow through his veins, a river of raw potential that he struggled to direct. Slowly, he began to bend the chaotic energy to his will. The floating objects started to settle, the alarms quieted, and gravity gently returned, pulling everyone back to their seats. The cabin fell silent, the previous pandemonium replaced by stunned disbelief. Sam opened his eyes, meeting Ilya's gaze. A telepathic voice whispered in his mind, filled with pride and awe. "You did it, Sam. You saved us all." The pilot, regaining full control, announced over the intercom, "We've experienced a critical system failure, but it seems to have resolved itself. We will be landing shortly." As the shuttle touched down on the lunar surface, the students disembarked in a daze, still processing what had just happened. The desolate moon with its barren landscapes and jagged rocks now seemed a backdrop to the extraordinary events that had unfolded within the shuttle. Sam stepped onto the moon's surface, his feet sinking slightly into the fine dust. The other students, including John and his gang, regarded him with a newfound respect. Even John, who had once been the bane of Sam's existence, approached him with a hesitant nod. "That was impressive, Hilton," John muttered, his usual bravado replaced with genuine acknowledgement. "We owe you our thanks." Sam nodded, feeling a weight lift from his shoulders. The journey was far from over, but this moment marked a turning point. He had not only demonstrated his abilities, but had done so in a way that earned him the respect of his peers. As they set up their equipment and began the day's exercises, Sam felt a sense of belonging that he had never experienced before. The harsh, rocky landscape of the moon seemed less daunting now, a mere stage for the unity and understanding that had begun to blossom among the students. That night, as they gathered around the base camp sharing stories and laughter under the alien sky, Sam looked up at the stars. He knew that the journey ahead would be filled with challenges, but for the first time, he felt ready to face them, not as an outsider, but as a respected member of the Intergalactic Academy. The class trip had not just been a test of their skills, but a testament to the power of resilience, unity, and the hidden potential within each of them. And for Sam, it was the beginning of a new chapter, one where he could truly begin to bridge the gap between humans and the rest of the galaxy. The aftermath of the shuttle crisis sent ripples through the Intergalactic Academy. For the first time, Sam Hilton walked the halls not as an outcast, but as a figure of awe and respect. Whispers of his heroism echoed in every corridor, and even those who had previously shunned him now regarded him with newfound admiration. The derisive glances were replaced by curious stares, and the mocking laughter had faded into a respectful silence. Sam had become a symbol, a living testament to the potential that lay within humanity. But with this newfound status came an unexpected responsibility. News of Sam's abilities and his heroic act reached the farthest corners of the galaxy. The Galactic Council, a revered assembly of the universe's most influential leaders, took a particular interest in the young human. The Council, known for its cautious and often skeptical nature, saw in Sam an opportunity to bridge gaps that had long divided various species. One morning, Sam was summoned to the council chamber. The chamber, a vast amphitheater filled with representatives from myriad species, buzzed with anticipation. As Sam entered, the chatter quieted, and all eyes turned toward him. The weight of their collective gaze was immense, but Sam stood tall, his heart pounding with a mix of anxiety and determination. The president of the council, an ancient being with a presence that commanded respect, addressed Sam. His voice resonated with authority and wisdom. "Young Hilton," he began, "your actions have not only saved your peers but have also demonstrated the untapped potential within humanity. We, the Galactic Council, offer you and your people a unique opportunity." Sam listened intently as the president elaborated on the offer. A leadership role in a newly proposed coalition focused on peace and innovation. This coalition would bring together the brightest minds and the most promising talents from across the galaxy to work towards a common goal of unity and progress. The offer was as daunting as it was exhilarating. Sam knew that accepting it would place immense responsibility on his shoulders. He would not only represent Earth, but also serve as a beacon of hope for countless beings across the galaxy. That evening, Sam retreated to the observatory, his sanctuary. He gazed out at the stars, contemplating the weight of the decision before him. Memories of his mother's stories about the vastness of the universe and the importance of unity filled his mind. He thought about his journey, the bullying, the loneliness, and the incredible transformation he had undergone. As he stood there, Ilya joined him. Her presence was calming, her empathic abilities allowing her to sense the turmoil within Sam. "You have come so far, Sam," she said softly. "Your journey has just begun. The galaxy needs someone like you to show them what humanity is capable of." With Ilya's words resonating in his heart, Sam made his decision. He would accept the Council's offer, not just for himself, but for all of humanity. He would be the bridge that connected different species, the leader who guided them towards a brighter future. The following day, the Galactic Council convened again, and this time the chamber was even more crowded. Representatives, media, and scholars from across the galaxy had gathered to witness the historic moment. Sam stood at the podium, feeling the weight of countless eyes upon him. Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, fellow students of the Academy, and citizens of the galaxy, Sam began, his voice clear and unwavering. "I stand before you, not just as a human, but as a testament to what we can achieve when we overlook our prejudices and work together. My abilities, which some of you have witnessed, were as much a surprise to me as they were to you. However, they have taught me an invaluable lesson about the power of unity and understanding." He recounted his trials, the bullying, and how overcoming those challenges with the help of his friends had revealed his hidden strengths. He spoke of the potential that lay within every being and the importance of harnessing that potential for the greater good. When he finished, the chamber erupted in applause. Some stood in ovation, others nodded in respect. The president of the council approached Sam, placing a hand on his shoulder. "Young man, your experiences and your power are remarkable indicators of humanity's potential. Let this be the dawn of a new era for your people and for the galaxy."
We offer you, and through you, your planet, the chance to lead this new initiative. A coalition for peace and innovation.
Sam accepted the offer, his heart swelling with pride and a newfound purpose. The initiative would be a collaborative effort to explore and enhance the abilities of beings across the galaxy, ensuring that what had happened to him would be a path to unity, not division. The Sanders Institute. Back on Earth, the news of Sam's speech and the subsequent offer from the Galactic Council was received with jubilation and a bit of awe. Humanity was no longer an outsider in the galactic community. They were now pioneers on the frontier of a new understanding. Sam's parents, the Earth's ambassadors, prepared for the influx of galactic representatives eager to learn more about human culture and potential. Earth's leaders established the Sanders Institute for Intergalactic Peace and Research, named in honor of Sam. The Institute's mission was to study the phenomena of latent abilities, promote intergalactic collaboration, and advance research in various scientific and cultural fields. The Institute quickly became a hub of activity, attracting scholars, scientists, and diplomats from across the galaxy. It stood as a testament to the progress that could be achieved when diverse minds came together with a common goal. As Sam walked the halls of the Academy and the newly established Sanders Institute, he felt a profound sense of accomplishment. His journey from a bullied outcast to a respected leader had reshaped his own destiny and altered humanity's place within the galactic community. Sam's story had sown seeds of unity and understanding, and as they grew, the galaxy watched with bated breath. Sam Hilton, a young human from Earth, had become a symbol of cosmic potential, proving that with resilience, determination, and the support of friends, even the most unlikely individuals could change the course of history. The galaxy was now poised for a new era of peace and innovation, and at the heart of it all stood Sam Hilton, ready to lead the way.